Hey frequent flyers, welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm Brandon, I'm a guy. Let's just call the thing a thing. I'm a guy who flies. We're back to saying that. More on that on the end.
I've been trying to make my wallet fold all day. Cashing in my dreams, big payout. Underneath my money tree, big.
Today I'm sitting down you all to recap my 2022 flying experience. Y'all see it right over there? Yeah, it's the elephant in the room, you know, that I only flew 4 months in 2022, January, February, March, and April. That's the thing, but we still gonna do this because at this point there are 3 other recap videos. So this 3 years worth of flying recaps already on my channel. So you all know there are a couple of apps that I use to kind of track my flying. Both apps were not affiliated with the airline I flew with. They were third-party apps, but they were linked to my schedule, or I was able to import my schedule into them, and they like did all the things with the routes and the flying and the maps and the miles and the hours and the this and the that. So yeah, had to go digging to find this information because you know, it was a long time ago. I gotta actually pull up the schedule, y'all, because it's I know I say this every year that it was a long time ago and I really don't remember, but it was a long time ago and I really do not remember this year. So okay, January. I really didn't fly in January. I had a week of vacation because January is my birthday month, cap season. What's up? But I really did not work. So I went out of town for New Year's Eve, and I remember I went home to Virginia for like a long time, and then I worked 5 trips the whole total month of January. I had only 67 hours of block, so hours behind the door on the plane. But I got credit for 114 hours that month, so kudos to us. We flew 15 routes, we were in 12 different airports, we were in 4 countries. And yeah, January looked a little bit like this. Hey frequent flyers, after 12 days off, spending 7 days back at home in Virginia, we are back at work and we are going out on a 3-day trip. I can't say I slept really well, so I am well rested, even though we had a very, very short layover last night. And we have made it to Newark. Very pleasant flight this morning, but I was gifted this and a nice note. I'm gonna read you all what the note says. So, still in Philly because we started boarding at 5:55. And there was a maintenance issue with the fueling truck. So yeah, 2 hours later and we've had to deplane everybody. Okay, then in February, making up for January, February we did our little thing because, you know, you gotta make our money back, spend our money. But there was a nice little trip in February too. We went on the trip to celebrate my friend's birthday out in Cabo. But in February we worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trips in February. It was a total of 92 hours of block, so 92 hours on the plane, 132 hours worth of credit. That's what we actually got paid for. Again, 15 different routes, 12 different airports, only 3 different countries this particular month. February was cool. I was kind of all over the place. I'm seeing Phoenix and Cancun and of course the typical places, Orlando and Baltimore. February was the month that the airline stopped flying to Newark, and y'all know Newark was a special place in my heart. Shout out to my folks in Newark because I remember my gift. It was so appreciated. Like, oh, it was such a nice surprise. Like, it was a very, very nice surprise, heartfelt surprise, and I was kind of upset. In February, though, we were supposed to, me and my friends were all supposed to meet up in Newark. Some of us were working the trip with the long layover. Other people were going to fly in. We were going to do the whole New York City thing and have one last Newark hurrah. And the whole thing, I remember now, the whole thing just got shifted around. Our layover got yanked from us. It was like a double deadhead. It was some craziness going on. But yeah, that was the end of Newark. And that's when kind of BWI Baltimore slid in as my new like #1 layover destination. Good morning, frequent flyers. Happy February. Happy Black History Month. Okay, we pulled out our Black History Month Union pen. You know, for once I don't have the room at the end of the hall because Tracy has the room at the end. All the way at the end, so. 3.5 hours later, in Cancun, 1 flight down, 1 more to go, ready to be done. Good morning. So it is moving day. I have been up since like 6 o'clock this morning. All right, hello March. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trips in March. March looked like a total of 98 hours of block times. That's behind the door on the plane. But we got credited for 141 hours. Something was going on because that's a lot of credit for a little bit of block. So something was going on in March. But we worked 17 different routes. We were in 13 airports, and we were again in 4 different countries. You know, it's kind of like the same thing. Caribbean be right there, so it'd be like country, 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 country. Lots of Boston, I remember in March. Lots of Boston. It was cold. Oh my gosh, so much BWI. Jesus, it was like Baltimore, 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 and a lot of Philly as well. I don't remember anything really standing out in the month of March last year. I think I really was just going to work and coming home. Going to work and coming home. I have a lot of trips that seemed like they were back to back. So we were working a 6-day stretch and a 5-day stretch and a 5-day, like, yeah, we were working. No, I remember March. March is when I started having the allergic reaction that I didn't know was as serious as it turned out to be. Y'all remember the whole lip swelling thing? Oh my goodness. All of that was going on in March. Oh, it was a disaster. Had to go get that checked out. Like, it was crazy. So it is the first day of a trip from the new apartment, and I definitely did not give myself enough time. Lesson learned. Hola mis amigos. Look how swollen my lip is. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh, easy flight from Philly, you all. For everyone else, the trip is over, but not for me, because you all know I added that San Juan red eye turn on the end. Baby, we finished leg 3 of 3, day 3 of day 3 of 3, but really day 6 of 6. I don't know what I was thinking. This one is. All right, so we are back in Miami. Trip is over and done. One thing I love about Miami-based crews, we always understand the assignment on go home day. So April was something else. April was April would become the last month that I flew. Did I know at the time it was going to be the last month that I flew? Did I know at the time it was going to be the month I no longer worked at that airport? No. But we were working in April. It looks like I only ended with like 60 block hours for the month, but I got credited for 103, and there were 17 routes, 16 different airports, 2 different countries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trips. No, not even 5 trips. I only worked 4 trips that month because April was the month that the mask mandate, federal mask mandate, had ended. And then I was on a layover in Tampa. That was literally the last trip. I was on a layover in Tampa when we found out that masks were no longer required on planes. Oh, what a time to be alive. Oh, what a time so short-lived, because after that, we didn't work no more. Okay, back in Miami, and no plane changes, no sits, just flight, flight, flight. It's been a good day. Everything's on time. We are at the airport. I ran into a frequent flyer this morning. Shout out to you. Hey, Jay. Thanks for watching. And speaking, the stairs in the back, ramp in the front. It does go really, really fast. Y'all, no more mask on the plane. Yeah, and that led me into May. I mean, I had a whole schedule for May and everything, but I had a whole schedule for May. I had a whole schedule for June, but you know, things just turned out the way they did. We gonna bury the hatchet on that one. We're not gonna rehash it. and I didn't work there no more. As of May, that was that. And then we went on our little job search, secured our little CJO or whatever, and we about to go to training, y'all. We about to go to training. So big ups to 2023 because yeah, y'all about to see a return. I don't know if I want to call it a return to work, return to the sky, but a series is coming because FlyWithAGuy is about to be flying again. So yeah, you know, we always wrap this up with stats. I made goals for last year in my 2021 flying recap. I made flying goals for 2022. Not gonna really, you know, be too hard on myself whether I accomplished them or didn't accomplish them because yeah, we only flew for 4 months. So that was that. But in the 4 months that we did fly, you all, we flew, found it, 123 flights, which was about 118,000 like miles flown. It was a total of 45 different routes. We were in 29 airports across North America, and we were in 5 different countries. Again, you know, being Miami based, the Caribbean is right there, so it'd be like, bam, country, 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 country. That came out to be 336 hours of block time. Again, that's time flown with passengers on the plane, and like 500 and some hours worth of duty or credit, which is what I actually got paid for in that time. Our longest flight was from MCO to Vegas, that clocked in at 5 hours and 7 minutes. And our shortest flight, which I think for the second year in a row, was Miami to Orlando, and the shortest time we flew that flight in was 38 minutes. So that was that. And then lastly, go ahead and drop down below and let me know, what do you think the top route was that I flew, you know, city pair from this city to this city the most in those 4 months. If you can remember, the top route of 2022 was actually Cancun to Miami. That clocked in at 12 different times I worked that route, followed by Miami to MCO came in at 7 times, and then Miami to Baltimore came in at 5 times. Everything else was all over the place. But 2022, what a year. Hello 2023. Literally, we're going to do this again. We're going to try again. In a few short weeks, we'll be in training, and we will be back in the sky. But y'all, as always, I want to tell you thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for hanging in there. I do have a best of the best of 2022. You know, my bloopers, the deleted scenes, all of the uncut versions of what actually happened behind the scenes. Yep, that's coming out for you all probably next week. So stay tuned for that one. I'm Brandon, I'm a guy who flies, and I'll see you then.